Watches and Wonders 2023, Tudor reveals this watch. And what do? I immediately put my Black Bay 58 up for sale. I really enjoyed it, but after a year, something changed. It started to look too big on my wrist, and I started to gravitate towards smaller watches. I stopped wearing it maybe once every couple months, and I thought maybe it's time to move on from Tudor dive watches. And then all of a sudden, the 54 is revealed and they pulled me back in. Introducing the all-new Tudor Black Bay 54 with its absolutely gorgeous subtlety. This thing is understated and you would think it flies under the radar, but it definitely has pull to the discerning eye. And it's no surprise because the 54 is basically a remake of the first ever Rolex SUBMARINER, reference 6204. And in 1954, a year later, they released the Tudor version, reference number 7922, which was the exact same watch as the Rolex, except it had a different movement and logo. And a lot of people were telling me that this watch is overhyped, but I'm going the other way. I think it's the opposite. Bringing back this juggernaut of a reference in modern times with updated materials and engineering is just incredible for watch enthusiasts. And this is why you just gotta love Rolex. They really do take care of watch enthusiasts. But wait a minute, why didn't they just bring back this watch under the Rolex banner? Why not? Well, my guess is with their banner, they have to tread lightly with the vintage values, and the Rolex customer might be upset with a one-to-one remake. So the Tudor line is a perfect loophole, and you're not missing out on much. The quality, the fit and finish, well, I've inspected a handful of Rolexes under extreme macro, and the Black Bay 54 holds its own. The case has immaculate, high-polished sides and brushing on top of the case, and that bevel looks sharper than it did on my Black Bay 58. I don't know if Tudor upped their game, but definitely for me, this one is an upgrade. And I'm extremely happy with the quality. Why? Because my bezel actually lines up. Unlike my Black Bay 58, which was a hair to the left. But just like that Black Bay 58, I would have never purchased the 54 if it had a glossy ceramic insert. I love the anodized aluminum, and that hardening process increases the Vickers to 600. And remember, 316L stainless steel has a hardness of 150 to 200 Vickers. So it's more scratch resistant than a stainless steel insert, but it will still patina nicely and age with the watch, which for me is a desirable look. Now for the markings, they are silver true to the original, which at first I thought was a misstep, but it quickly grew on me, and now I agree with it. But how does it feel and how does it sound? Oh, damn. Man, this bezel is awesome. Just like the Black Bay 58s. You get the same smoothness of the Rolex SUBMARINER, but with those larger 60 click intervals, it's a little bit more satisfying. One of the best bezels in the world. And for the crown, it's exactly like the original SUBMARINER. The crown is very grippy, and it has a Datejust fluted bezel style grip. In fact, it looks like it came off a Datejust, and it's the exact same size. Coming in at 6mm, it screws down perfectly every time with a clutch system, which helps give the Black Bay 54 200 meters of water resistance. Now let's do those dimensions. I got 37mm in diameter, secret measurement 29.5 millimeters. We have a thickness of 11.1. This thing blew me away with how thin it is. And we got no drilled lugs and a lug to lug of 45.8. It will wear well on many different wrist sizes, but you guys be the judge on my 6.5-inch wrist on the faraway shots. Now the strap. this rubber strap is awesome. High quality rubber, 20mm, tapering down to 16 with solid end links. And I love that look. The Pelly has that look, and I'm so happy they put that on the 54. It's just so sporty. It's the perfect companion for this everyday, go anywhere, do anything tool watch. It has a fully milled clasp, and it even has the new T-Fit system. The T-Fit is incredibly smooth and easy to use. All you do is pull down lightly and glide. I love it. Tudor should put this on all their watches moving forward. Now the dial is domed, just like the Black Bay 58. It's very subtle. It has a slight shimmer to it, and it only makes itself apparent in the sunlight. Day to day, it's going to look pretty much exactly like the Black Bay 58 style, even though the 58 has a grainy, textured look. And I prefer the Black Bay 54 style. We got the iconic snowflake hands, which was not on the original, but I'm glad the 54 has that update. The seconds hand is basically a Rolex SUBMARINER seconds hand, no difference. And I think that was a smart move. It gives the watch more of a vintage vibe. We got a ton of gilt printing on that dial, exactly like the Black Bay 58. And of course, it does have those hand-applied Rolex SUBMARINER style indices. So now let's take a look at that lume. The Black Bay 54 definitely has a healthy application, deeply filled in those applied indices, and it looks fantastic. Even though the lume has that creamy tone, not as powerful as C3X1, but definitely C3. So yes, it's going to dim, but I think this one will last all night. So what's powering the SUBMARINER remake? Well, it's the Kinesi manufacturer caliber MT5400. It's a COSC certified 27 joule 28.8 VPH hack hand wind automatic, and it has 70 hours of power reserve. Now let's look at the rate. Powerful amplitude above 300. We got 4, 4, and the fourth and final round plus 4. Now the positional variance. How will this watch actually perform with its full balance bridge, free sprung balance, and silicone hairspring? We got a big drop in amplitude. Now let's look at the rate. We got -1, -2, and the fourth and final round, -2. So dial up was +4, 12 down is -2. Those are the two main positions, and it makes sense because on my wrist, I get +2 seconds a day. So yes, it's COSC certified, which is -4 to +6 seconds a day. Tudor goes the extra mile and further regulates it to a more strict -2 +4 seconds a day. It's not superlative -2 +2, but it's pretty close. And in case you were wondering, I just walked into my AD and it was available. Why was it available? Well, because it's on the rubber strap. People prefer the bracelet, so as a result, the strap models are easier to get. Luckily for me, people have bad tastes. I'm kidding. I know it's wise always to get it on the bracelet, but actually, with the fully milled clasp and solid end links, this strap is pretty expensive. My friend, he's a collector from Paris. I believe he paid 600 euros, 650? Man, that's an expensive strap. So now I'm gonna ask you, have you ever wanted the original, first ever Rolex SUBMARINER, but don't have $1 million in the bank? Well, I suggest you give the Black Bay 54 a serious look for your one and only dive watch. It's definitely something special, and I'm not sure it's for everyone, but I'm sure it's for me. And if you liked this video, then you will love the 2 videos on the right of your screen right now. And I'll see you in the next one.